the show, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 2 acts for you tonight. We've got 1 act in the first half. And then 1 act next Sunday. So you'll have to come back for that because you couldn't make no money joking. We'll have a break and then we'll have a second act. So are we ready for our first act? Are we going to show love and appreciation? Keep just going, ree. And you're ready. Perfect, lad. Perfect. Have we turned off our phones? And I'm not going to. So try to not look at your phones. Try to concentrate on the act. Show them some love. Are you willing to show some love? Yeah. That's about 2 people. Let's try again. East side. Are you willing to show some love? Yeah. Centre section. Yeah. Bun. Bun don't give a shit. Okay, fair enough. 2 ladies over there. Yeah. Yes. I like you, darling. I'd go koi carp fishing with you later. Oh! Okay, perfect. What about you 2 at the back, hiding? Oh, yeah. Fucking hell, there we are. Someone's awake. Faith, do something else. Shout something random out. Bollocks! Fucking... Would have meant a lot of that. Yeah, I like him. He's our leader. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring on Sally Firth. Start putting your hands together. Make some noise and show your love. It's Sally Firth, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello everyone, it's lovely to be here, but I have to tell you something before I start. Due to a last minute mix-up, I'm a stand-in comedian, not a stand-up comedian. My son was meant to be here tonight, but he can't make it. He's got food poisoning. Now, he booked this spot ages ago and I didn't want to let Tony down, so I thought I'd take his place. I've got a lot of time on my hands since the Samaritans asked me to leave. I did try adult education, but words cannot describe the humiliation that was life drawing for beginners. I know they say a bad workman blames his tools, but there are some images not even a 6B pencil can capture. After that, I had a brief foray into politics. I formed my own party, the Rice-Lip Reactionaries, and I stood against Boris Johnson in the last election. He's done well, hasn't he? And then there was the first aid training, but I can't talk about that until after the court case. Anyway, I've got Johnny's notebook and I'm going to do his act. Hope that's okay. Okay. Well, the first thing he's written is virginity. Well, as he's not here, I think I can tell you, he was quite late losing his virginity. He had terrible acne when he was a teenager, you see, and I think it put the girls off. They couldn't see past it. So eventually my husband and I, we took him to our doctor who prescribed these fantastic tablets, and they cleared Johnny's skin up just in time for him to go to Magaluf with his friends after the A-levels. And I gather there he made up for lost time. But then he had to visit another doctor when he got back. Well, you seem very friendly, so I think I'll share something a bit personal with you. I was quite late losing my virginity too. I was 20. That's because I wanted the first one to be special. And he was. He had special requirements. By that I mean he could only become aroused if we made love outside, and I didn't mind that because I'm quite broad-minded, but we were going out in November, so it wasn't ideal. My next boyfriend, he liked to cover me in baby oil while watching videos of 40 Towers, and I was fine with that too, but then he asked me to dress up as Manuel, and I thought that was a step too far. Thank you. My next boyfriend was a masochist, and he begged me to hurt him, so I slept with his best friend. He said that wasn't what he meant. So I tried to think of something else. I waited and he'd videoed the whole of the Japanese Grand Prix, and then, just as he sat down to watch it, I told him who'd won. I think one of the other reasons I didn't have sex when I was a teenager, because my mother said to me once, she said, the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And cooking's not my strong point. But it didn't take me long to find out if you go down about 6 inches, it's a lot quicker, more effective, and you don't have to stand up for so long. Another thing she used to say, my mother, was she saw an ugly person walking down the road. Well, he can't help what he looks like, but he could stay indoors. Not very kind, I know. Oh right, this is the point where most comedians say, let me tell you a bit about myself, so I'm going to do that. I heard, my name's Sally, as Tony said, and I've been married to Roger for 26 years. Seems longer. A lot of people want to know where we met, and it was at an ELO concert. I found out afterwards that he's an opera buff and he thought he was buying tickets for ENO. Soon after that, I took him to have his ears syringed. Now, before I knew where we were living together. We'd moved in together, and we were doing the things that married people do. Having sex when only one person wants it. Arguing about not having sex when the other person does want it. Watching TV together in complete silence. Or watching TV when one person talks and the other person gets annoyed because it's their favourite programme. I know when you've been with the same person for a while, and some of you might understand this, things can get a little stale in the sex department. But I was still quite upset the other day when Roger said to me, "You're boring in bed. Why don't you ever surprise me? Dress up or something." Is that a good joke? Anyway, the next day, when he got home from work, I did surprise him. I was wearing his mother's clothes. I always thought he wanted me to be a bit more like her, you see, but it didn't go down well. I think it was too soon after the funeral. The CPR training came in handy, though. Now, you're laughing, but he wasn't. And I have to say, in case you think I'm being cruel, Roger's been doing a few things recently that really irritate me, like waking up. Now, having said that, his snoring is horrific, so it's touch and go, which is preferable. I do think about leaving him often, but he can't manage on his own. For instance, the other day, I gave him a shopping list and I sent him off to the supermarket. He was gone for 2.5 hours, and when he got back, the car boot was filled with 100 bread rolls. I had written loo rolls. So then, of course, I had to go back to Tesco's and do the shopping. And when I was there, I needed to use the loo. And I was very surprised to find there was a condom machine in the ladies at Tesco's. I know you're surprised. You thought I shopped at Waitrose, didn't you? Tinder. Oh, no idea what that is. Oh, weed. Oh, I do know what that is. Now, in my day, and some of you might remember this, we used to call weed dope. Now, I don't smoke, so I can't inhale, but I did have some dope in a cake once that my boyfriend gave me. I ate this cake, and I went straight to sleep, and when I woke up, my boyfriend was watching the Muppets on television and roaring with laughter. I joined in, and that's when I knew I was high, because the Muppets are rubbish, aren't they? Ah, BJ. When I first saw this, I thought he meant bungee jumping, because that's one of his hobbies. And then I thought it might be Boris Johnson, because that's someone he doesn't like. But then I realised what he meant. Now, I'm not too keen on this, but Roger is. So I will oblige occasionally, because I find afterwards he's much more willing to clean the oven. Sex. Now, Roger's like a lot of men. He thinks about sex when he's doing something else. I, like a lot of other ladies, think about something else when I'm having sex with my husband. Sometimes it's George Clooney, occasionally it's Brad Pitt, and the other day it was Simon Cowell. I know, in my defence, that I have to say it was completely involuntary. I put it down to a combination of a dodgy curry and Roger's new underpants. I do my best not to get Roger excited in any way, and to that end I only ever serve decaffeinated coffee in the evenings as a precaution. But if I really want to dampen his ardour, I replace his Viagra with laxatives. He'll thank me for it one day. And lastly, he's written here, anal. I am quite anal. I can't drink my tea out of a mug-marked coffee, and I can only eat an after 8 mint if it's after 8 o'clock. And last week I had a panic attack in Sainsbury's when I got to the checkout, all I had were Tesco's bags. So this OCD has been getting me down quite a bit, and obviously it's been bothering my son, or he would have written his notebook. So I'll have to have a word with him about it when I get home. And I think it is time that I went. And before I go, I just need to tell you something. I haven't actually told Johnny that I'm here. I sneaked out when he was throwing up in the bathroom. At least I think he was throwing up. He could have been doing something else. And I rushed into his room and I grabbed the notebook and ran off with it. So if you come back another time and he's performing, don't let him know that I was here. And also, I can see by the time, I think Roger's finished cleaning the oven by now. So I'm going to leave you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm Sally Firth. Thank you very much.
Give it up for Sally. Come on, boys and girls. All right. Okay, we're going to have a short intermission, little commercial break. Sorry about that. I've got to go for a poo.